can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot, but maybe someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again, marvel at its lights and wonders, discover a fortune and boundless opportunity, make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
He was right.
So because he left this open because he couldn't do it, it actually gave Poseidon a place to go. Data corrupted. Hidden in the AC code, so someone must have inserted it via a thermostat interface. Pretty funny, actually. You know that hollow ad for the Cravemen review over at the vodka? Well, their loincloths disappeared. Went on for almost an hour before we shut it down. Chuckles aside, we can't let it happen again. I've been over the environmental and hollow systems and they look okay. On your shift, have a look at the water and filtration code. Hate to think what might happen if those systems were compromised. Would be a lot worse than a few naked Neanderthals.
I'm here to bring you home, Poseidon. To Gaia.
Yes. Mother. All waters lead back to her.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
Okay. Gotta bring this back to Gaia.
Turn to the elevator. It's not gonna let me do fast travel.
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system.
Tell me if we get to see this
Well,
really
the crew
cool.
must have headed back up top.
Look at that.
With all the embers they could carry, I bet.
This is cool. Oh. Am I missing stair there? Cool, walking in the sand. Yes.
An elevator. Moreland must have built this before the place flooded. Might still work. Be nice not to have to climb back up.
Gotta be something that wants to show me the reason why it wouldn't let me fast travel.
Whatever she did, it must have powered up the whole city.
Is that an eagle?
How much did all this cost? How much?
Oh, the show my old Gramps always wanted.
There's another.
That is so cool.
His dream realized, his old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the Embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Embers back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
A new dream, huh? I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This delve was a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
This is a pretty awesome quest line.
Morland and crew's gonna stay. Maybe I should come back and check on them later. For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia. But I might want to head back to Silga. See if she needs help with that scrambled signal first. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to. Like at those deep water sites I found earlier.
I think I'm gonna do those side quests offline if I get the chance, but let's return this to base, see what happens. The reason I want to do all the side quests and possibly the errands is in the first game, if you helped people, they showed up at the end. And they kind of added to the story and helped. Actually made it a little bit easier for you. Pretty cool the way it worked out.
Is your focus acting up again?
Yeah, it's fine.
I can take a look if you want.
Alright, let's talk to everybody.
Usually works if I just flick it a few times with my thumb.
Start with Zoe.
Aloy, you found another one of Gaia's sub-functions?
2 down, 1 to go.
I'm glad her healing can continue.
Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yes.
Are you serious?
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer around. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. For now. Next time he's going down like a load of boar dump.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are today. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them. Even as holograms. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machines. Her memory honors them.
Yep.
I better get going.
It'd be cool
Right. You've got that sub-function to deliver.
during their training. Like Aaron says, I watched a guy named Bruce Lee or something. Oh, I can play him at that. That's funny.
Hey, look who's back. You find what you're looking for?
I did. One step closer to taking the fight to the Zeniths.
Can't wait.
How are things going around here?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me earlier.
So I hear.
I made one joke about how they, eat grass a lot. How does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach anyway?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting her to be that fast.
Just try not to get hurt. You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those hollows.
Speaking
I
of
better
movies,
get going.
All right. I'll be here if you need me.
oh, he's got a thing to talk about now.
You wish to speak?
Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training.
I've been told. Please tell me you weren't being serious, though.
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf graze, laughed at the idea of us simple
Fast and
farmers being.
bored through it. I
Before
think
I
there
knew
was
it,
a
he and I were
glitch in
battling
it.
it out in the common room. The man is slow. Don't look so worried. Next time he's going down like a load of bull.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
I think they screwed up.
I better
and
head out.
Come
made
and
it
gone
seem
like this.
like I could get more information.
Hey,
Aloy, I hope all is well enough under the circumstances.
I'm holding up.
Good.
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Now that you know who the enemy is,
I'll admit,
for now.
I clicked the
I will
wrong
leave this
thing.
night
I've
trust
already
you.
heard this.
Must be strange, seeing everything through a focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
I should get going.
Back to my training then.
Alright, let's go find Beta and Varl. I bet you they're at the same place. Maybe not.
It's locked. Well, I guess Beta wants her privacy for now. Wonder if Varl's in there with her.
Okay, that's why I can't find him. Alright, that's fine. Go talk to Gaia. Gaia, whatever you want to call her.
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Blue, and we got fishes.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it. Hey, Gaia. It's me.
Hello, Aloy.
What new stuff she's gonna tell
Did
us?
you wish to continue our discussion?
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
I still think that Regalia resembles her way too much.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can. So, Poseidon spent the last 20 years hiding out in Las Vegas. From the data I found, it seems the city had an advanced water reclamation system. Is that why Poseidon went there?
Most likely. In an effort to protect itself, Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where it could access water supply functions. There, buried and encased in a protective dome, it could guard against any threats.
Like 3 Oseram showmen?
I suspect that was not the first time it felt the need to repel trespassers.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species.
We hear this, it keeps acting like it's never told us this before.
And disseminating vast archives. Unfortunately, all archived.
Pharaoh, huh?
Understandable. He appears to have been.
All 3 of the missing 4 were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
Empowering my. Unfortunately, as we now know, they are in the possession of Far Zenith.
As this additional comment.
Attaining them in the short term is very likely impossible.
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over the Zenith base. But we'll need Hephaestus and a bunch of combat machines to do that.
Correct.
So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes. And to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines.
We've already heard this. Get to the
It is in my nature to take any and all
addition.
of human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered, I could design, build, given the nature of the Far Zenith threat. I must admit, however, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good.
Indeed.
I don't know, just sometimes it says that we have
Beta believes
have
the
topics
Zeniths
and
want
they're
to
not
use the
real.
terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over. So they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground. So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal. How'd they figure it out?
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, Any challenge can be overcome.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database is limited to those who worked on Zero Dawn. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about their members. Only one, Oswald Dahlgard, was ever publicly known.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the systems designed through him, despite his failure.
I still wonder if we're going to find that Ted Faro was a part of this.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
It'd be cool at the end when we have machines fighting with us.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up. When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
Alright.
I'll be on my way.
Go talk to Beta.
I wish you safe travels.
Oh no, I can put in a survey drone.
Drone's reconnected now.
Oh, will it show the whole Vegas Strip? Oh, I was hoping it would show it at night. They're still pretty cool though.
Anybody seen one of my machines?
I don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning.
What door?
Looks like some kind of maintenance space. I wonder where this leads. Power cells? Huh.
We just throw them down. I'll leave them up and go down and see what it. Oh, there, right there. Should have thrown it down.
That did it.
Aloy? A bunch of lights just turned on up here? Was that you?
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big
Remember
man.
that from
She
the
found
first
that
game.
recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
It's like one of the first recordings she found when she was a little girl.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough.
And then?
One day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel